Ladies and gentlemen, according to the president of News Cycle Media, former managing editor of Mediaite, and the former breaking news editor of the Washington Examiner, Jim Nicosia, he was on Tim Pool several months back. Really wonderful episode there with Tim Pool. This is Jim Nicosia. The person this Discovery exec, and this is his Twitter profile, and I'm reading what he wrote on Twitter. I don't have a Twitter account. I haven't had Twitter since like 2018 or so. But the person this Discovery exec was talking about is Jim Acosta. CNN, like they did when I reported about Stelter being let go, will be to defend the person. That's what network PR people do. Keep in mind, many of the recent people let go had big support within the network and more, but did not fit into the middle ground vision CNN is being pushed into. Since Acosta was the main Trump lightning rod between the old CNN and the new owner's future vision, he will either go quick or with a lot of internal pushback. Stay tuned. I can't imagine Jim Acosta having that much pull at CNN. He was basically a one-trick pony. He basically was a performance artist that, stole microphones or grabbed microphones from female staffers in front of everybody without any outrage from wonderful, morally superior Democrats. That was one moment in time I never understood. He just grabbed a microphone away from this woman, and it was like none of the wonderful, highly educated, morally superior liberal Democrats in the White House press corps, none of them cared. But anyway, the man devoted his life, like Brian Stelter, like Don Lemon, like Chris Cuomo when he was at CNN. These people devote their lives to disparaging and demeaning Trump. Every baseless claim, like Trump working with the Kremlin, or Trump undermining democracy, or, Trump in New York or Georgia pressuring officials engaging in crimes, mishandling classified data, all of this nonsense that never leads to an indictment. So you can watch on this channel, there's a short where James Comey, the Honorable James Comey himself, states that although there's violations of legal statutes, although Clinton broke the law, no reasonable prosecutor would indict. They don't even have evidence that Trump broke the law anywhere in Georgia, in New York, in D.C., anywhere. The January panel just voted to have him testify, and he says he'll do it. And we talked about that on this channel, but he wants to do it live. Do it live. We'll do it live. And so they don't want that because Trump would make fools out of them. But Jim Acosta, like everyone at CNN, the past 4 years, 5 years, or 6 years, I should say, devoted their lives to the Democratic Party, not to democracy. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. Hit subscribe to this channel. I'll have a live stream tonight at around 6, 7 p.m. Pacific. Be here for the live stream. The Senate is going Republican. Trump Republican. Not Paul Ryan, Mitt Romney, Mittens Romney, Liz Cheney, who lost by 40 points, Adam Kinzinger, who knows better than to run again. Not the Lincoln Project foreign policy Republicans who were kicked out of the Republican Party by Trump. It took about 2 seconds to kick Jeb Bush out of the Republican Party, or the Lincoln Project people, I should say, from contention. And you have people like Jim Acosta. He was especially, he was a very successful performance artist. He wasn't a journalist. He was a performance artist. He was an actor, essentially. What he did was pretend that Trump was the epicenter and the embodiment of immorality and corruption. And then he was this savior and this, this heroic journalistic individual who would take Trump to task. And it's like, we had record low unemployment with Trump. We had a growing economy with Trump. We had real wages at record highs with Donald Trump in 2019. We had household median income at record highs. Real wages up 1.1% with Trump. A record low in poverty in 2019. And we had the Doha Agreement, which Biden completely botched. Those 13 Americans should be alive today. Those over 100 Afghans should be alive today. Mashed potato brains Joe completely botched that. We have a nuclear confrontation in Europe, which could literally cause the end of the planet. We have a recession, interest rates at 8 to 9%, real wages, the Dallas Fed stated, are down 8.5%. That's also reported in the New York Post, but you could look at the Dallas Fed. Real wages were up under Trump. Every demographic was making more money under Trump in 2019. These are all facts. This is not like up for debate. It is a fact that Trump's economy was infinitely better than what we see now. It is a fact. And it is a fact that Biden's administration pumped close to 200 million barrels of strategic petroleum reserves into the country as they pontificate about climate change. But you won't see Jim Acosta take Biden to task. Why? Because you won't see mashed potato brains Joe in front of the White House press corps. The White House press corps is like a first grade class with one person, Peter Doocy, who has the audacity or the courage to actually ask real questions. With Trump, it was a madhouse. It was a dysfunctional 8th grade class with a substitute teacher called Trump, the president. And Jim Acosta was there, and, oh, you know what, we really like this colleague you don't like, Trump, and, you know, a lot of people are saying that you were mean and rude, and it's like nobody cared. He had his little, 15 minutes of fame, and now he's on these, it's hilarious, these CNN journalists are on these tours of, college campuses talking about democracy and journalism. There is no journalism, there's basically no journalism in the United States of America. It is... Media consists primarily of liberal Democrats who happen to be journalists who then parrot exactly in unison, simultaneously, whatever it is the Democratic Party wants communicated throughout the country. Trump, democracy, January, mishandling classified data. Oh, before that, the Kremlin. Oh, before that, it's always some kind of obsession with Trump. That is immoral. It is not moral. That is the antithesis of democracy. It is not democracy to oppose Trump. Just the act of opposing Trump has nothing to do with democracy. You have to oppose his policies, which, by the way, Democrats, Biden have tried to repeat actually after their own failed policies. You look at what's happened in Martha's Vineyard. It takes 2 seconds for a liberal Democrat to become a Trump Republican. And Jim Acosta is just one of the many people who, you can look down the list. There's the Michael Avenatti and Andrew Cuomo type Democrat who, and then Jesse Smollett and those types of Democrats or liberal Democrats. And then there's Jim Acosta who actually did quite well in terms of the 15 minutes of fame. They were able to harness the zeitgeist on the left and the groupthink and the absolute contempt for Trump. And he won an Oscar in terms of, standing up to Orange Man. That's going to end now, according to this report by Jim Nicosia. He's out at CNN soon. Stelter, Don Lemon, Chris Cuomo. The network is changing. There's no need now for a performance artist who just made a living grandstanding, and along with everyone else of the White House press corps. Why didn't Trump have this White House press corps? Why did he have this? It was like a pandemonium. And by the way, mashed potato brains Joe doesn't speak to the press. It's always his press secretary. It's never him. Trump was always speaking to the press. And that's because they're embarrassed of mashed potato brains. Even Raphael Warnock wouldn't commit, neither would AOC, months back to a 2024 run for mashed potato brains. So the difference is that the people who voted for this man don't want him back. The people who voted for Trump want Trump back. And that's another huge difference. But we had a better economy, a better foreign policy, a better country under Trump. Fact. We have a country in turmoil, in complete disarray. Crime is rampant, homelessness. We have a recession, a too big to fail Lehman Brothers moment. And where is Jim Acosta. Oh, he's still focusing on Trump. It's an act. It's a very lucrative shtick, a performance. And it's very likely going to end at CNN, according to this report. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe, and I'll be here for the live stream tonight. Thank you so very much.